Hi there. My name is Maria Oreska and I'm responsible for products at Infinity. In this Technical Tuesday video, I will show you what's new in one of Infinity Forms front-end extensions, Forms Comment Object. It's an extension that allows you to share your thoughts and questions and discuss data with your colleagues directly on the sheet. When you have Infinity Forms installed on your server, it's very easy to get started with this extension. I'll create some space for it. And then on the left side, I see custom object section. Here is Infinity Bundle section. And the first one is Forms Comment Object. So I very easily drag and drop it on my sheet, put it on a place where it should be. And we can go through the properties panel. The first section is Forms Configuration. So the section of the object that defines where the data is stored, where the comments I'll send to my colleagues will be stored. More information about how to configure it and what form instance ID is, you can find in the TechTuesday video that's called Form Instance. Or you can go to the documentation that you can find in the About section in the Properties panel and navigate to Administrator, Forms Administration, Forms Admin Application. And here you find the Form Instance Configuration section. For now, let's explore the rest of the Properties panel. So in the Select Objects section, I can choose for which objects on my sheet I want to enable comments. Because as you can imagine, I don't need and I don't want my users to have a discussion over this object or over a filter. It makes much more sense to share your thoughts and ideas and questions about bar chart, about map chart, about line chart and other visualizations like that. So this is the right place to make this decision. In this application, I won't allow my users to comment on this bar chart. So it's a master visualization, and this geoanalysis object that I can find here. And now, when I open the application and hover my mouse over the object, in a Click Native menu, I see this new icon that opens a pop-up for me. And I'm ready to share my question now. When I hit the Save button, my comment is saved. You don't need to reload the application to see others' comments. When you have this pop-up open and someone else sends the comment now, you need to hit the refresh to see the most actual comments. However, a few releases ago, we enabled also a really cool feature that's called real-time collaboration. In case you have it active, you don't need to hit any button. It's refreshed automatically, and you even see when someone is typing a new comment. Again, more information on this feature can be found in the documentation. So let me go to the documentation, and you can use search to find the keyword collaboration. And there is a whole section in the documentation about it. When someone opens the application right now, he or she gets the information that the last comment about this object was sent by Maria Oreska, and it was at this specific date and time. If I want to read it, I can do it the same way as I access the pop-up, so directly through this Click Native menu, or I can use the button here in the overview of comments and use the reply button. I'm in Click. So I'm clicking. When I open the comment object right now, I can share my questions, my thoughts with selections. So in this case, as I see in those two cities, there are no technical team. That's something that makes me wonder. When I hit the save button, my current selections have been captured. Let me simulate that I'm another person right now who opens the application and goes to the comments. Maria, don't we want to hire someone technical here? Here? What does she mean here? To answer this question, there are these two buttons. The second one is showing me selections, so the list of active selections at the time the comment was sent. And the first blue button allows me to apply my selections. So in one click, I can see the full context what was on the screen when Maria shared her question. And since we are in click, I can keep analyzing the data and drill down into details, finding the answer or the solution with my colleagues. That was quite easy configuration, wasn't it? And we did it only by drag and dropping the extension on the sheet and using the select object section. So let me very quickly go to the object settings section in the properties panel to go through the rest of the possibilities and options you have here. As you probably noticed in this overview of comments, title of the object is used. But in some cases, I don't want it to be so long here in this overview. So in object settings, I can change it. When I enable custom object name, I can say it will be monthly salary overview only. If I want to highlight some specific objects, I can enable custom colors or not. I have one best practice to share with you, and that's to create something like a general channel for discussion. It's often used in the way that you allow comments for object comment itself. So let me do it. As you see, it's here. And in object settings section, I then move it to the first place, rename it to general discussion, and highlight it by using custom colors. Some other options can be found in the appearance section. So as always, with the click objects, I can use titles, something like let's discuss, to motivate my colleagues to share their thoughts and comments. And in the main settings, I can enable or disable information about the last comment. Mostly it's driven by the space I have for this comment overview. If I have enough space, I recommend using it. And there is also the switch that defines the behavior, whether or not information about the deleted comments should be shown to the end user. One more technical information at the end of this video is for you to understand the key that's generated when you save your comment. So let me show you how it looks in the XML file. As you see, every single comment has its own unique identifier that's called key. There's also an identification of thread ID if I send it as a reply. Information about the selections if any selections have been captured. And this is very important, that it's linked to both application ID and object ID. And then there is the text of the comment and who and when send it. But let's come back to application ID and object ID. Because of that, when you duplicate your sheet, it still works for master visualization because it's object ID hasn't been changed, but object ID of this geoanalysis is new. Therefore, I need to select an object to allow it on this new sheet of mine. Okay, so that's all from me for now about the comment object, and I really hope you find it useful and you will use it in your applications. Until the next Tech Tuesday video, enjoy forms!